Alright, hey everyone. Today I'm going to be doing an 80% speedrun of B.E.A Legend of Aquila on PC, the Steam version. So just get up a new file for specifically the speedrun. And before I get into it, I'm going to split when the missions end, so when it says victory or something along those lines, that's when I'm going to split, since that's really the only time I have to split them, since loading times aren't really long for me. So 3, 2, 1, I'll get this started now. So I'm going to try my best to talk throughout the speedrun just to let everyone know what I'm doing and what's going on. So right now we're stuck in 30 seconds of dialogue. We can't skip this, and there's no known way to, so we just kind of have to deal with it. The main objective of this mission is to stay within the dialogue. There's going to be like 4 parts where there's no dialogue playing because the dialogue is pretty short. Those are times where you could save time, but most of the time you just can't help it since it's mostly in a timed sequence. You'll understand what I mean when we get there. So it doesn't matter how slow you are, just as long as we get to the second little location before she finishes the dialogue, we'll be fine. Should take you 2 fully charged shots, but whatever. Position yourself up so that you're facing towards the tank, so that when you get your Vulcan cannon it will automatically lock on the tank. It just helps to speed it up. So once these are destroyed, the next set of tanks will spawn from that building over there, from the barracks. I'm pretty sure it is. There's one instance where the dialogue is going to be quicker than you are during this little sequence, just because there's so many tanks spawning. They're all set. Their spawn time is set, so you can't really do anything to affect how long it takes for them to spawn. It'll always be the same. And I destroyed a bit of the building there, but he won't. Kramer won't say anything if it's a tank that destroys the building, even if it's because of you that this tank was destroyed. So it's a bit weird, but next time you so much as land a Vulcan cannon shot on the building, he will go off at you. This part's another place where dialogue will end. There's a way to control how much missiles he shoots at you, though I've yet to figure that out. There's a way to speed up this process, but it usually takes the same time anyway, so whatever. Try not to get hit. Oh, whatever. Actually, I want to do something. Yeah, we can't. Right. We don't have our weapons up. So make sure the drones are fully destroyed, otherwise the next section of the level won't load. Okay, so it didn't yell at us, so that's good. It'll just keep the dialogue playing. So what we'll do once you go to that location, come over here. You don't need to be in jet mode for this section. You just need to do this. Make sure they're fully destroyed. Sometimes Kramer will say, like, if we're having trouble with these drones, he'll set up the base defenses. I don't know how that dialogue really gets activated if we're taking the drones out like that, so whatever, it's just something to look out for if you know how that works. And split right now. Just skipping past the cutscene that would play. Alright, so this one's a pretty quick one. Fire a fully charged pulse cannon towards that one. If it hits, then that's good, since it takes less time for you to destroy the lander. Make sure all these tanks at the back are destroyed. Destroy this lander quickly, and it will land on the one below it. Oops, I didn't make sure, so I've got to do extra stuff to make sure that it is destroyed. Fire micro missiles at the tanks so that your guys will be able to deal with them by the time you destroy this lander. Currently, well, I have speedrun this game before, I just haven't recorded it, so I know I'm at a bit of a time loss, so it's pretty unfortunate. Oh no. You know what, I'm just going to carry on. At least now I can shut up. I don't have to explain much right now. Alright, that should be good enough.
That's the last of them. Good job, son.
Oh damn, I'm usually a lot better than that, but whatever. Alright, now I can talk more. So what you want to do is destroy a couple of the fighters so that your guys can deal with the rest. You don't have to get rid of all of them, just enough. Yeah, that's good, and those two will be dealt with. Now your guys can deal with the two fires that are still left. Your base will fire those little launch shots at the lander behind us, so we don't have to fully take care of the lander, we can just let our guys deal with that. Alright, so you can see on the map that our fighters are heading towards the same place where we are, so they've dealt with the fighters, so we don't have to go back. And we can just immediately take out these landers. Hopefully that one doesn't screw us, our guys will be able to deal with that, so I'm not too worried. And just this one. Pretty behind where I would usually be, but I think that's okay because this is my first time recording, so these things happen. Kind of stuck in this one, so. Alright, so for this one, it's kind of like a set time, so there's no real way to gain or lose time in this one. It's always going to take the same amount of time no matter how fast you go. So you just kind of have to make sure that you can get to the end of the level without any issues. Some strategies for this level: get rid of all the fighters in the air so that your guys can deal with those landers and some of the tanks that are on the ground. Might not always happen, but it's fine. Just take care of these landers because there'll be a problem if you don't. Then once you get deal with these, you can just go to the tanks that are behind us. Technically you should do them first, but oh well. That should be good enough. Fighters will spawn now, so they're going to be after you if you're close enough to them. Otherwise they head after your guys, and depending on where they are, that could screw you over. So there's still one left, but our guys took care of it. It's just the tanks, landers that are up here that spawn the little guys, so we can easily take care of them from range. You don't have to get rid of the little guys. For some reason they don't count towards enemies when the level goes to end. So you don't really have to take care of them, but we don't have anything better to do right now.
At last, the air supports arrived. Hang back and let the bombers do their work. Keep any enemy fighters off their backs, though. Our boys can take care of the remaining ground forces. Thanks, Colonel. Well done, sir.
Oh, let's hope that the rest of this run is better.
This man's army yet.
So our first war level, there's something you can do to end this level more quickly than you usually would be able to. I'll explain more when we get there. But for now, just deal with as much fighters as you can. We let one get away, but it's got 2 little health, so our Marshal should be able to take it out. And if it doesn't, then it's not too big of a deal. Oh, yeah, cool, it's gone. Because we've got about a minute 10 for our guys till our guys get here, we may as well just destroy his battleships, and sometimes your micro missiles will lock onto this battleship and want to take it out, even though it should be focusing on the fighters and bombers that spawn when our air support arrives. So once you deal with that battleship, there's going to be fighters that spawn in from our left. Take them out. We've literally got nothing better to do, which is going to be how it is most of the time in this speedrun, since either there's going to be like hidden timers or something that we just can't do anything about. We just have to wait it out and make sure that everything goes smoothly. Yeah, okay, so there's only one fighter left. I may as well not worry about it. Our guys should be able to take it out. So what you want to do is come over to this transport ship and then shoot the last one down. What this does, because the bombers are heading towards our transport ships, they'll be more grouped together, and so it's now, once that's gone, they'll only be targeting this transport ship and that one, so they'll be more grouped together so that our micro missiles can shoot them down even if we don't lock onto them. Which we don't want to lock onto them, since we want our micro missiles to be spread out between both the bombers and the fighters. Since you'll see. Just shoot to pre-fire your micro missiles, so that when they do spawn, they'll lock onto them. Don't keep alternating between both the fighters and the bombers. Right. And it should be just you. Yep. You can end the level even if there's guys still spawning in, because for some reason the game will check if there's any enemies on the map, and if there aren't, then it will end the level. So yeah, that's something cool you can do. This is one of those hidden timer levels, so we're pretty much waiting till the Ventura gets to the fire base for the level to progress to the next stage. So we're on an island wipe right now, so we're just doing all we can to get rid of the enemy units that are on the map. There's no real strategy, just do whatever you want. Make sure that all the enemy units are taken out before the Ventura gets to the base. So if there's some things you want to do, you want to take out this lander, because if you do forget about him, he'll spawn out more tanks, and that's going to be a real problem for later on. Same with this one. The Ventura will start firing on this lander, and you want the Ventura to be taking out some tanks that are on the ground. So you don't have to do this, but I personally do. Then just spread your damage with your micro missiles so that your guys will be able to take care of them. Always get rid of the little guys. You're more better at taking them out than any of your guys are, so if you see the little guys, just get rid of them. And then you want to take out the landers that sit right here. There's heaps of tanks to our left, so be careful not to die. There's a lander that's escaping. You don't have to get rid of it since it doesn't count towards anything other than getting an S rank, I think. You'd imagine so anyway. Now we've got not a lot of micro missiles because there's heaps of tanks over here, so could have played that better, but we still have grenades though, so that's good. Alright, now we can pretty much head back to the repair pad on the Ventura and then get ready for the next section of the stage.
Vulcan Brigade. Pulse cannon.
Oops. Yeah, our guys will be able to take care of the last two. They're still on the map. So we want to park about here. I think there's a better place to sit, but you know, I'm just going to stay in Gemmo if it's going to keep doing this. Alright, so heaps of fighters spawn. Take as much as you can out, because some fighters like to go to the edge of the map and be really annoying, so dealing with as much as you can right now will probably prevent that situation from happening. And don't forget about the bombers either, because if a single one gets through, they'll start like nuking the Ventura, and that ends the mission if the Ventura hits a certain HP threshold. So kind of have to land, that's unfortunate, but hopefully we'll be able to deal with everything else in a timely manner. Good thing though, we don't have to take out the lander, so we can just focus on the fighters. And hopefully none go to the edge of the map like this one's trying to do. This is always going to be a long part, so prepare for that. Though this is a bit too long, so I just need to work out a better strategy for next time. Right, we're pretty much out of the tutorial section of the game, so from here on out we get more customization options. Personally go with Blazer since the spread bomb's pretty nice. It deals with things from far away. Should be enough. And this turret right here. Of course, this building sucks, I hate it. Then there's this turret over here. And now we can deal with the building and the other tanks and turret. Whew, that was a bit close. Kinda slow, but I'm sure I can make it up next time I do a speedrun. For the next one, just pick whatever class you want and whoever you want. We're pretty much protecting our base, so we're dealing with the enemy forces that are around the base until this part of the map lights up blue. So until then, just take them all out. There's little guys over here, sometimes they'll deal with them, sometimes they won't. That should be enough. There's only one tank, so we can deal with the forces that are over there. And don't forget about the little guys. You don't have to take out the bombers, they don't really count to ending the level, so we don't have to deal with them. Annoying little guys. And now, once we deal with them, we're pretty much setting up the next level. We don't have to stay and protect the base. So because we're setting up for next level, we're going to get rid of some turrets, or as much as we can. There's one turret over there, but I want to get rid of this building since this is a really annoying one to get rid of in the next section, since the little guys spawn out of them and they're very annoying. If you can't get rid of all the turrets that you can, that's fine. Just as long as you get rid of the ones that you can and that little building, everything should be fine. Pick whoever you want, pick whatever you want, pick Casbah, he deals with tanks better than anyone else. And there's a lot of tanks on this map, on this level. So pretty much on an island wipe again, similar to Counter-Strike. There's bombers that spawn to our right, but we don't really have to worry about them. Little guys over here. Take care of the building. Alright. Our guys should be able to deal with tanks right behind us. This tower is pretty annoying to get rid of, so deal with it first. Cool. Then get rid of the buildings. Then the turret. Then the tanks. Since we want our guys to head over to the area on our right because there's so many tanks over there. Right, now we can get rid of the lander on our way to that area I mentioned just before. Yeah, that should be enough. Yep, cool. Spread out your damage between all the tanks so that when your guys come they'll be able to snipe out the lower health ones. There's little guys over here too, so when you land, take them out first and avoid any bullets that come from the tanks. Yep, our guys are coming over here, so they've dealt with everything near the Ventura, so we'll be able to easily clean up this part of the island. Cool, I'll use it right there. It might hit that tank, but if it'll clear out more than one, that's good. Right, kind of slow, but we're already on a bad pace for my liking, so it doesn't really matter too much. And now the first boss of the game. It's not really a boss because it's pretty easy to take out with this class specifically.
What the hell is that thing? I don't know, but I don't like it. Evasive action, full left rudder.
Real strategy is just be accurate with your shots. Make sure to hit its cannon.
Take another hit like that. Mayday! Mayday! The Ventura has been taken out. Looks like you'll have to take that thing on by yourself.
Oh, slip it down.
Hopefully that will have exposed the weak spot for you to exploit.
See, it doesn't usually take too long to take it out.
Shooting some. Now we have to regroup. Without the Ventura, our forces could be in trouble.
Alright, now we're into the scarier section of the game. It doesn't really matter who you pick, honestly. But the Lancer class deals with the buildings at a longer range, so it's very important. You don't want to deal with the buildings when you're dealing with all the turrets that you have to get rid of once you clear all the mines. So once we deal with the mines, we're dealing with the turrets and the building that's still up. There's also tanks behind us, so we need to get rid of them because we want this part of the map to be blue so that it can advance to the next section of the stage and spawn in the bombers that we need to get rid of to end the stage. Right, now it's to the turrets.
We're starting our landing now. Landing craft Alpha commencing final landing approach. Scanner, started our landing run.
Keep some flux missiles on you because you want to use them to deal with the bombers.
Taking a few hits.
Reactivating. Reactivating. Weapon overheating.
Head to the beach.
Oh, cool.
Looks like this beach is under full setting
Alright.
control.
So we're pretty much heading to the area where the bombers are. And this can be scary because there's so many turrets that fire missiles at you, so try not to die.
Incoming missile. Flux missile.
Sometimes your micro missiles can lock into other things, but if that doesn't happen, then that's cool. Just unleash everything you have at it, pretty much. And once they hit, that's mission over. Yeah, so that's a good pace for this level. Next one is one where no matter what we do, we cannot gain or lose time. Actually, I say that, but there's something you can do at the very end that saves like maybe a second. But a second's a second, so... right now, we're pretty much waiting for our reinforcements to arrive, so we're doing like a mini island wipe. Just making sure that our guys don't completely get wiped out. So we're doing literally whatever until then. If there's some things you gotta do, you want to get rid of the turrets that are over here, because if any of your guys come over here, they're going to get like annihilated. Because there's just too much stuff that are firing at them. So you want to deal with them so that your guys can come over here and deal with everything smoothly. There would be turrets to the area of our right, but because of last mission, our flux missiles were locking onto them, so they're gone.
Incoming missile.
That's a kill.
There's 4 turrets over here.
Missile. Incoming missile.
You can just see at the corner, a bomber spawns right now. The game doesn't let you know about it, and you have to sort of know that it's coming. So make sure to deal with that, because it doesn't go after your tanks, it goes after your marshal. And once your marshal goes down, that's you have to restart the mission. And you don't want that to happen on this specific mission, since it takes a long time already. Alright, once that's dealt with, you can go to this area over there, because there's about 7 or so turrets. I might need to land in a second, so while we're down here, may as well get rid of some tanks. Yep. And there's these 2, but they aren't too much of a threat to the guys in the air, so... Alright, and let's go. No, that didn't fire a charge shot.
Friendly contacts to the southwest. Looks like the air support, sir.
Energy low. Weapon augmented.
If it's going to be augmented, they'll use it on those tanks. We're close to dying, but that's...
Reinforcements are en route. Looks like the must spell will hit us long before then. We must keep that beachhead open, Hawk. Ensure our tanks still hold the beach for the reinforcements.
Incoming missile. Incoming missile.
You know, there's some things that you just cannot write. You could never hope to write such things to happen. Not even on your best day. So we're going to not be on a very good pace. So I'm just going to do better next time. Maybe I should just stop talking, but I want to keep talking because I want to explain how the speedrun works and what things you can do to get a really good time. You can't make this up, man. Alright, now that we're at a safe spot, we're just going to take care of them from a distance. That walker's going to try and snipe us, but we'll be actually trying to dodge this time.
That's a kill.
Alright, let's go deal with the bomber. I'm a little bit disappointed, but
Incoming missile.
what can you do?
Energy low.
You know what?
Volcanic hammer. Pulse cannon. Volcanic hammer.
Radar reporting. Friendly contacts to the southwest. Looks like the air support, sir.
Though truth be told, I'd really want to reset the speedrun right now. I just want to start over, but it's the speedrun takes an hour anyway, so just have to push through and hope that we do better next time. But that'll be okay because next time I won't be having to explain much. And now we better get out of here. Okay, I want to check something first. Okay, yeah, there's no more turrets. Yeah.
Energy low.
We won't make it, so we're just going to land.
Volcanic hammer. Pulse cannon.
And you know, I have a really bad feeling about something.
Volcanic hammer.
Like something's going to happen, and it's going to waste more of my time.
Micro missiles.
Bro, imagine getting 2 deaths on this game. It's usually easy. I don't know what's going on with me.
Volcanic hammer. Pulse cannon.
So in about 20 seconds our reinforcements arrive. Bombers spawn to our left, so we have to take them out.
Volcanic hammer. Weapon augmented. Pulse cannon augmented.
Our scanners are showing a number of enemy bombers in the west. The landing craft have arrived.
I better play it safe. We still have heaps of time. So our guys try to take out the bombs, but because we're the barrel engine, we're a lot better than they are.
Scratch one, down and flames.
Though apparently I'm not right now.
Energy low.
And we could literally just wait for the mission to end, but there's something we've got to do. Well, not at this point it won't even save times, but
Volcanic hammer.
may as well do what I can.
Energy low.
Yeah, we still got heaps of time. So when we have a lot of tanks, the dialogue that Kramer says is really long. So compared to what he says when we have less than 9 tanks.
Pulse
Alright, that's enough.
Slaughtered out here. Our men are taking a hammering. Help them out, son.
So now he'll only say like 1 sentence instead of maybe like 2 or 3.
Vulcan grenade.
And yeah, you kind of have to deal with the enemies that are around here because they'll be able to take out you guys. So just be careful of that. But it's not like they're much of a threat.
Managed to hold out. Nice job, son.
You know, if you aren't me. And our next mission is another water one, so this time take the Lancer class. It doesn't matter who you pick actually. Just as long as the fighter on the right gets destroyed, you'll be fine for the rest of the mission.
Radar reports enemy bomber
Since every one of your guys will go after that one if it doesn't get destroyed, so you want them to be focusing on other stuff.
Pulse missile.
And it's these two. And now you can pretty much take care of the battleships. Once again, there's a bit of a dialogue. I don't know what you would call it. The dialogue that plays at the end if you lose one convoy unit is much shorter than the one that plays if you have all of them. So to be able to figure out a way to incorporate losing a convoy whilst dealing with the battleships and all of the fighters would be highly recommended. So still got to figure out that one. Cool, we've lost one, so we can just take care of the battleship. All of our guys are heading towards it, so that means there's no more fighters left on the map, so we can just take care of this battleship. Alright. And next is the really scary mission that I have a feeling I'm going to die to multiple times and probably reset the run, making everything in this run completely invalid. So I'm going to do something you can do with this class. You can fire your torpedoes at the dome's cannon, and they'll be able to slip through the barrel and hit the main cannon. And if you don't fire enough, then you have to, figure out what to do if everything doesn't go your way. So just pray that you just have to hope that it does. Now, once that's taken care of, you just fire all torpedoes at the warspite. Then what you want to do, land, don't die. Fire all your flux missiles at it, and be really careful. Okay, that wasn't as scary as I thought. It could have been a lot scarier, but we managed to do that. Thank Christ. Alright, we're pretty much out of the scary area, so now we've just got one more mission to take care of. That's a little bit scary, but it's not scary because you're under the threat of constantly dying. It's just because it's a really long mission. Alright, so pick up the laser class once again because we want to deal with the buildings from a far away distance. That should be enough. There's trees, so make sure to fire a couple of extra torpedoes at this radar site. If it doesn't get destroyed, then you just have to deal with it on the way to the submarine, which is what you usually do anyway.
That's a kill.
Seems like everything's going wrong today. Right, once we deal with that, just take this out. And then we can take care of the fuel tanks, I think they're called, from a distance without actually having to go inside the submarine's base, hangar.
That's it. Now destroy another one. There they go. Now get out of there.
She says that, but we're already out of there. Rip. Have to sit through this dialogue.
You need to get out quickly if this works.
Nice work, son. Maybe Ms. Kirilova was right about you.
I promise y'all I'm really good. Alright. Next mission. Pick the guy that deals with the tanks.
Get him, son.
Sometimes the missiles go through that guy, so do that just in case. Take care of that. You don't have to take care of this building, but I do, but you actually don't have to. Then take care of the building that spawns the walkers. Destroy the building that spawns the tanks. Destroy the tanks. That was perfect. Our guys should be able to take care of that little turret. There's tanks still behind us, but sometimes the game won't treat them as ending, as a requirement to end the mission, so we don't have to take care of them. Spread damage out between all these tanks. And then there's little guys over there. Alright, that should be good enough. And if not, then that's going to come back to bite us. get rid of the building that spawns the little guys because they're actually more of a threat than you'd think.
Pulse cannon.
There's a sneaky little turret over here. We'll probably have to deal with those tanks that I left alone earlier, so.
Vulcan cannon. Ammunitions. Vulcan cannon.
Right.
Pulse cannon.
Let's use it there. Yeah, it looks like we have to deal with those tanks. We don't have to take care of the lander, just get rid of these. We'll be able to deal with them in time by the time the lander even spawns anything. Cool. As soon as that dialogue plays, you know the mission's over. Man, I wonder what I did to get karma. Alright, so pick the Lancer class because you can shorten this down, shorten this mission down. You don't have to deal with the turrets. You can just destroy the building that awakens the hive and deal with the hive quickly. So go about here, then launch all your torpedoes at it until you think you've thrown enough at it. Then you want to land and use all your flux missiles on it, and you can deal with it in like less than 12 seconds. So that's funny. Alright, back to Castellian. So pick the Lancer class once again. Pick Lorenzo because there's no tanks on this mission since it's all water. You don't have to.
The escort is peeling off. Looks like they've seen you.
You can take care of them with your beam laser. It's really quick too.
That last fighter is trying to call for help. Shoot it down, Hawk. Well done.
Alright,
You got him. I'm sure
easy.
the Colonel will be pleased.
So next, Carver's going to spawn. He's going to spawn in one of 4 places. So over there, over there, over there, and over there, and it's up to quick reactions to deal with him in time since he spawns randomly.
Excellent. Whoa! What kind of fighter is that? There's an enemy battleship off the port bow of the Marshall.
Right, and before he fires missiles at you, you use your beam laser on him. He'll shred through him.
I'm taking damage. Damage level's critical. Looks like they got the better of me this time. Don't think you won.
Then I don't think we have enough torpedoes to deal with this battleship, so we have to get in close and run the risk of running out of energy before we get there. So just unload all your torpedoes at it, and then when you can, land and use all your flux missiles on it. Right. Sick. Next, Castellian Assault. Pick whoever you want. They're all going to get slaughtered by Carver, who's on this map.
You've got 9 minutes before our air support arrives. It's imperative most of the air defenses are down.
So I have to take out a specific number of SAM turrets and flak turrets. There should be an optimized path to take care of all of them in a way so it makes this mission go really quick. So I need to figure out what that is. Always get rid of these buildings because we're setting up the next mission as well. If they spawn the little guys, then it'll keep the map red, and the mission ends when the map is blue for next mission. So getting rid of that building is pretty important. Those buildings. So now we're just taking out the rest of the turrets.
Man, the paint work.
I mean, or as much as we can.
I'm half the flak turret's gone. Oh hell, I'm out of here, man. Come in, Command. Navigator tells me our ETA is 8
Right.
minutes. We're taking losses.
Incoming missile.
Now we're pretty much heading back to the repair pad.
Incoming missile.
Well done, son. Now bring the battle engine back to the repair pad on the Marshal. There's 3/4 of the flak turret's gone.
Energy.
I'd rather not dodge the missiles that get fired at me.
Incoming missile.
Nicely done, son.
Vulcan
You
cannon.
maybe do have potential.
Right. Next mission, there's something cheese you can do. With this class specifically.
Majority of the Borsetti force survives. Raise all buildings and destroy all enemy units.
So yeah, as I said before, the mission ends when the map is pretty much blue, so get rid of as much enemy units as you can. Get rid of these little guys. Get rid of the airfield, I think they're called. The building that spawns the fighters.
Energy. Low.
Then
Incoming
deal with some tanks that are over there. Our guys should be able to take care of them, so you don't have to wipe them all out. Little guys, the pests. Take care of this building, take care of this building.
B.E.A. Transmissile laser.
Now wait till your weapon gets augmented.
Transmissile laser.
Anyone gonna fire at me? Okay, cool.
Planted.
Get into a good position, and once you think you've got something ready, yep, you can one-shot cover like that. And then deal with everyone else.
Base was destroyed, and that traitor will soon be in our hands.
The map's still red, but everyone was gone anyway. Next mission. It's gonna take a while. Pick whoever you want and whatever you want. Pretty much whatever you think is the fastest strategy for you. Because there's no real objective of here. It's a plain and simple island wipe, so you have to do everything that you can to finish this mission really fast. So yeah, no real strategy to this one. Just hope that what you do is fast. There's gonna be there's bombers that are right above us. Always get rid of them. If a single one, if any of them get through, they wipe out our guys, and it's mission over. Dealing with these fighters is very important because your guys are actually very helpful on this level. They deal with a lot more ground units than you'd think they do. So keep as much as you can alive and deal with anything that may threaten them.
Incoming missile. Vulcan cannon. Pulse cannon. Vulcan cannon. Incoming warhead. Pulse cannon.
Then when I get rid of this, I'll finish up getting rid of the building. There's going to be Arachna drones that go after us, but our guys will be able to take them out, so we don't have to fully deal with them. Right, now, once we deal with enough stuff, what we want to do is deal with this submarine. Since for some reason our guys really want to get rid of the submarine, so they'll target this and do nothing else, so we have to get rid of it ourselves so that they can focus on the ground units around the island. You can see them that they're coming towards this direction on the map, so they're not really doing anything at all. But once we take care of the battleship, they'll focus on the ground units now. I don't know why that is, but I guess they prioritize more stronger enemy units. So now they should be taking care of the arachnodrones for us. Then we want to head over to this area. We don't have much micro missiles, so the next fight that we get in is going to be a little bit scary. Or grenades, so kind of have to deal with everything from distance as best as we can.
Beta section. We're starting our approach to the northeast.
So once we land, there's going to be a lot of tanks.
Augmented. Vulcan cannon. Hull.
I'm just too good.
Vulcan cannon. Pulse cannon.
Alright. Still arachnodrones alive, but that's fine. They'll come over to where we are. And there's another one. Oh, it missed somehow. Or there was just another one lying around the corner. Right, now that all the arachnodrones are taken care of, we just need to deal with these walkers.
Several other larger targets to the east. Looks like landers.
Honestly, we should be finished with the mission by the time that those landers even spawn, so we're on a slow pace. Even though we're already on a slow pace, we've died like 2 times. But fortunately, the little guys don't count towards ending the mission, so we don't really have to deal with them. And once these 2 enemies take care of, that should be it.
All the enemy ground forces have been wiped out. Nice work, son.
We're just gonna have to do better next time. I think I've said that like 3 times now. And now we're pretty much at the end stretch of the game. Never pick the sniper class. It sucks. Just straight up, it sucks.
Take out those radar installations and ensure the prison.
So while we're dealing with the radar sites, we're setting up the next mission.
5 minutes.
There's something we can do.
Incoming missile. Blast. Incoming missile.
Now deal with the radar sites now.
A radar site has been destroyed.
Volcan. Incoming missile. Incoming missile.
Alright.
Incoming missile. Incoming missile.
A radar site has been destroyed.
Incoming missile.
A radar site has been destroyed.
Energy. Incoming missile.
Yes, that fighter is very annoying.
Destroyed.
Now we deal with some more turrets, because they'll mess up our guys in the next level. And because we're setting up the next level, we want to get rid of some of the buildings.
Green laser. Blast missile.
Right.
Incoming missile.
I think I'll just leave that one alone, but I'll deal with the turret over here.
Torpedo.
A radar site has been destroyed.
Green laser. Blast missile. Green laser. Blast missile.
This building always takes a while to destroy.
Blast. Green laser.
Right.
Vulcan cannon.
There's 2 turrets over here.
A radar site has been destroyed.
Torpedo.
A radar site has been destroyed.
Incoming missile.
A radar site has been destroyed.
And then we deal with this building.
Blast missile.
Then we'll deal with this building next.
Blast missile. Blast missile.
Because of what I'm doing, I'm going to be in this mission a lot longer than you usually would be.
Flux missile. Beam laser depleted. Weapon overheated. Beam laser. Flat.
You had 3 minutes. Hurry
Beam
up!
laser. Flat. Weapon overheated. Beam laser. Flat. Beam laser.
Radar site has been destroyed.
Weapon
All
overheated.
radar sites have been eliminated.
That turret is very annoying to get rid of in the next level, so I personally try and get rid of it at the end of it. And now, pick whatever you want, literally, doesn't matter. We're on an... Alright, so what I did for the last mission is, there's 2 ways that this mission ends. One when you destroy the bombers that attack the prison, or when the map lights up blue. And because we don't have to wait for the bombers if we do what I did, then I'm pretty sure there's a time save, so I personally go for the route where the mission ends when the map is blue. So I'm not sure if it's a time save or not, but I have a habit of doing it, so at least I'm too used to it. I'm too used to doing it this way. Once we deal with these tanks, there's a lot of tanks to our right. But first, there's little guys over here that keep the map red.
The island's air defenses have been destroyed.
So I want to get rid of them. Then we head over to this area.
Got him.
Alright. Now there's just a bit more tanks over this area and some little guys, so we want to prioritize the little guys first, since we're better at getting rid of them than our guys are. That's fine, we don't have to go after them.
Pulse cannon.
CSGO, I see. So yeah, you can see that the map is blue, so we don't actually have to get rid of the bombers. And now we're at the final part of the game. This one can be a bit scary, but most of the time it's usually okay. Most. Right, should be good enough. We want to get rid of the 2 landers on our right, because they'll keep the map red and they spawn in like guys pretty much immediately, so yeah, we don't want that to happen. Oh, that wasn't enough. I was a bit scared that it wasn't. Then the Fenrir spawns because we're on the Evo version. Usually takes 2 minutes 30 seconds, but because we're on the Evo version it spawns like 30 seconds. We want to save our energy a bit. We won't die, so don't worry. And now, because we didn't get rid of the Fenrir immediately, we have to fire a bit more. Right, wait for energy and then fly. Then we get rid of this lander because he'll keep the map red as well. Then quickly, we might be staying in this mission a bit longer than we have to. So we have to work around what to do. If this is going to run out, then may as well use it on them. And then we quickly deal with this as best as we can. Nothing else should go wrong. No. Right, cool, we didn't have to stay here any longer than we had to, so I'm already behind pace, so that's fine. It takes 7 shots to get rid of the engines, but if you fire 6 at the bottom one and then 7 at the top, it should be able to get rid of the bottom one. Yep, just like that. Right, and that should be enough. Oh, it's just a quick little. Then stay in jet mode. So you can quickly head towards the direction in which the thing opens up. And now the final mission of the game, and funnily enough, the only boss that actually proves to be a threat in this entire run. So sometimes the first tentacles that spawn have weird hitboxes, so using things that lock onto them isn't recommended, but if it does, then by all means use it. Yeah, I see my stuff aren't hitting, so it's 2. Yeah, they do shred through our armor. Sometimes they ignore our energy, so that's cool. Make sure to not use all your flux missiles on them though. Save a couple more for the ones whose hitboxes are actually always on. So you're able to use your micro missiles on them. So this section of the stage is a lot quicker. I better land just so I don't get hit anymore. And that should be good enough. Oh, it was like 2 seconds later. Alright, so coolants are gonna spawn now. We have to get rid of 8. Those fighters are gonna be a massive problem. So try not to die by them because you will die. And go. Our fires, the fires actually prioritize our guys in the air, so they don't come after us immediately. But once they're all gone, they fire on us, and that's a problem. I was a bit scared there, but yep. So I think they're going after us now. Come on, fire! All right, and we're off. And we're off. So it seems like our guys are on the edges of the map, so the fires won't actually come after us immediately. So that's really good. And we can fly, ignoring the fighters, and deal with the last one. The Sentinel will try and fire off another beam. Be careful of that. And that's pretty much mission over, and the speedrun is going to be complete when it says victory. So that was a bit of a garbage run, but hopefully I explained everything that I needed to, so that you'll be able to have a... you know what I mean. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I hope everything went well.